what exactly is it that you teach here at the University of Philosophical Research?
I teach attention mechanics.
What's that?
Well, in pursuing an understanding of your consciousness, you'll find that you are what you do with your attention. So until you know where your attention is, what you're doing with it, what it's doing, you won't really have a clue about how things are coming together in your life.
Does that mean that you pay attention to what you want and just don't pay attention to what you don't want?
Yeah, so what do you want?
I want to be happy.
You want to be happy. Would you be happy just thinking about happiness?
No, I just want to be happy.
Well, do you know what happiness is?
No.
So we can forget about the whole universe of thoughts. We don't have to look there. So if you want real happiness, there's only one place to look. Look in reality. Now, do you know when reality is?
Yeah, it's now.
It is now. But this is a slippery problem, because now is not when you think it is. Come here, let me show you. Let's use this chalk. Okay, catch. You caught it.
Uh-huh.
So you weren't thinking while you were doing that. You had to be present to catch that. If you had tried to think to catch it, you wouldn't have caught it. And the reason you can't do it is because the thought is always half a second or more out of phase with reality. That's why you can't drive and think. Have you ever tried to think when is the right time to turn the car when you're going around a corner?
No, you can't do that.
You can't do it. You can't do it. And the reason you can't do it is because you're not in the present moment. So only part of your consciousness actually gets to the present, actually is in reality. And your attention is what places your mind. So it has the power either to be there or off in your thoughts. Dr. Benjamin LeBay did some great research, and he specializes in what time it takes the mind to do certain things. So when I tossed you the chalk, you can respond to that in a couple hundredths of a second. But you can't consciously do that. You can't think and do it at the same time. Yogi Berra told us that because he saw it in baseball. He told his players, you can't think and hit the ball at the same time. And the reason is because thought is never in the present moment. You're at least a half a second behind the ball if you're trying to react with thought. So anytime you're in a thought, anytime you're in a memory, your attention has the ability to place your mind. And most of the time, it's not placing it in the present. So if you want to find real happiness, and you have to look in reality to find it.
But what if it's a bad reality?
You can always attend other things. But let's take a look at that of a bad reality.
Okay.
A bad reality is something that we don't prefer. And this is mostly a matter of perspective. So if we go into the wisdom traditions of Buddhism, they managed to condense the reason for all unhappiness into one word. And the one word that they came up with was self-centeredness. All unhappiness comes from this. And the Buddha said that all of our concerns about self can be put into 8 things. And the 8 mundane concerns are praise and blame, loss and gain, pleasure and pain, and fame and shame. So pretty much anything that makes you feel up or down is in that category. It's one of those. And that's only something that you're concerned about when you're operating from a self-center. Now here's the catch. You just learned that whenever you're self-conscious, you're proceeding in the world from your thoughts. You're not in reality, but you're in a universe that revolves around those 8 things. And so you react to everything according to how they affect you. Did it give me pleasure? Did it cause me pain? Did I lose something? Did I gain something? Everything's about that. And your happiness rides up and down depending on whether it's pleasure. Well, if it's pleasure, what comes next?
Pain.
Pain. If it's praise, what comes after that? Comes blame. Yeah. So Buddha saw everything in this wheel. They said, if you're on that treadmill, you're lost. Because one will come to the other. You can pursue pleasure all you want. Pain's right behind it. You can try for all the praise you can possibly get. As soon as you get up on your pedestal, you'll be blamed for something. You'll be shamed for something. And this is going to affect your happiness as long as you're working from a self-center. As long as you understand yourself as that collection of thoughts and awareness. So you have to move into the present if you want to be happy. And there's a real good trick they found. How do you know if you're in your present? How do you know if you're not proceeding from that self-center? Sound like a good thing to know?
Yeah.
Identify something that is in the present and attend to it. So what they found, if you can hear your breath, you're in the present. If you think a thought, you won't be able to hear your breath. Because the breath is actually happening at least a half a second before your conscious awareness shows up. Try it. You'll see. So whenever you're unhappy, if you do one thing, if you turn your attention to the sound of your breath and let it bring you back into the present, you'll find you're disconnected with all those things that made you unhappy. And then the natural pleasure of just being alive and being here will be with you. If you think of all the times when you were really feeling good, it's always a time you weren't thinking about something. It's time when you were doing and going, right there in the moment, involved in something. Those are the rich moments. That's what makes you happy. You have to be there.